They're all lying their asses off. Not one of them is honest. You think they give a shit about the inflation shit? No, they're laundering the money through the inflation. All of your money that's being laundered, they're all giving it all to Schwab. You can kiss your supposed freedom slogan out the window. You think they give a shit about your freedom? All of a sudden now Arnold Schwarzenegger's coming out bragging over freedom. Meantime, he gave out an Instagram or a Facebook film saying screw your freedom. I mean, shit. I may advocate progressive communism against the government, but even me, I'm a progressive. I advocate democracy. I advocate freedom. But I'm not going to give it to liberals and Democrats who take it away from everyone else. Oh, let's gain control again. Lockdown. Psychological warfare. You think these politicians give a shit about your mental health? Please. They don't give a shit about your mental health. Why do you think they're doing what they're doing? Ted Cruz goes on Hannity every time he goes on, and he acts like everything's all hunky-dory. Please. You think Ted Cruz gives a shit about your mental health? He's probably screwing the kids while he's letting all the criminals up. He doesn't give a shit about your mental health. He doesn't give a shit about your tax dollars. I encourage the Texas people to take their guns out and start shooting illegals. I mean, shit, yeah, I may be against idiots, but the taxpayers who are redeemable are more redeemable than the politicians. Politicians are not redeemable until they die. They're gonna crucify Donald too. They don't give a shit about him. They're gonna wipe him out. All of a sudden now they're lowering his $1.5 billion payout to $150 million. Really? They're taking him for court at the taxpayer's expense. Do you think they give a shit about his mental state of mind and his finances? Alina Harbour, she's debatable. I would not hire her. I would rather hire a European lawyer because they're a shark in the ocean. She hasn't done shit for Donald's reputation. She just goes on Fox News Channel, does interviews, and does her opinion. Meantime, they're slandering the shit out of Donald. I'm not for him and I'm not against him, but I do know he's a progressive, educated businessman. I'd rather have him be in office. I'm still not taking part in the election because it's all fraud, and I encourage a lot of people to do the same this coming November. They're gonna keep on doing their, ah, we have to do this and we have to do that and we're gonna have to do this and we're gonna have to do that. Yeah, okay. Please. You think they give a shit about your financial future? Your economic future? They don't give a shit about that. Neither does the media. Media's making out millions. You think they give a shit about your financial state? They just give a shit about destroying your mental health. I also saw this past couple of weeks that a cop got shot, and the wife is grieving over the husband getting shot. The media is going into a frenzy over the cop getting shot. Let's go into reality here. Karma's a bitch. Okay, let's take a look at the last 3 years. Okay, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the cop got shot. Oh, heart goes out to her." Okay, let's get to reality. Humanitarianly, okay, let her grieve, but, and I don't say unfortunately, I say but. Let's look at the last 3 years. Okay, the cops haven't done shit. We're not talking about the past 30 years where they've been useless. We're talking about the past 3 years when they haven't done shit. Okay? Let's get to reality. Karma's a bitch. Because when you have a woman getting raped on the subway for 45 minutes and no one does shit for her, karma's a bitch. When you have a girl from California who gets shot by an illegal who's been deported 9 times, karma's a bitch. When you let when the liberal jury lets the guy go, karma's a bitch. When you let 9 people get shot while the cops are sitting there posing, karma's a bitch. So now, when a cop gets shot this past couple of weeks, and assholes are coming up through the southern border, and a cop gets shot because they haven't been doing shit, karma's a bitch. Now, you're in agony because your husband got shot and you're playing the fake martyr? Number one, no one other than God made the ultimate sacrifice. Okay? God is the only one who made the ultimate sacrifice, not a cop. So when you, a cop, get shot, now you're gonna get the agony of what everyone else is getting when they got shot and killed and murdered by an illegal criminal. Okay? Let her mourn. But don't give me this shit that all of a sudden she's gonna get a free house when no one else can get a mortgage. Okay? Karma's a bitch when a woman gets raped for 45 minutes and no one does anything for her. Okay? Now, you're gonna get the agony that she went through for 45 minutes. Karma's a bitch. But of course now, they're gonna do this bureaucratic shit. Because now the roles are gonna reverse. They're gonna be, because now the roles are gonna be reversed. And now we're gonna play oh well, the squatters are taking everyone's house, and we can't do anything about it. Oh, now we're gonna reach a comedic thing where the karma is gonna be a bitch now with the squatters. The squatter is gonna take her house, and now they're gonna prosecute the squatter because it's her house that's being taken care of. So now the government and the media don't give a shit about your house being taken, but they're going to worry about her house being taken. Oh, because it's the government. It's the guy who works. It's the guy's wife. The guy who works for the government's wife got the house got taken care of. Huh? We're going to prosecute him. Why? Because it's the fucking cop's house? Our houses don't matter? Please. Come as a bitch. But then again, on a funny thought, you could always have a double to catch 2 birds with 1 stone. The squatter could take over the house as formal karma, and then you can set the house on fire, so that way you can get rid of the terrorist and get rid of her at the same time. Happy Guy Fawkes Day.